In the world you will have tribulation, but take it, I have overcome the world.
The grass is greener when you don't know the secrets that you keep.
I've been swallowed up in hell before, but then it spat me back out.
I'll do anything to survive, even walk amongst the dead.
Okay, we're live. Hello, guys. Welcome to the first ever session of the Walking Dead universe campaign run by Kobe, which is They Talk Back. So I don't have to be audible too loud because we are doing ASMR tonight. But welcome to the first ever stream. This will be 13 sessions of, well, we can't use the word zombie, of post-apocalyptic goodness, where we will be dealing with the living and the undead, and how we survive in a world full of unrelenting threats and the choices that may get us killed or get others killed. We'll find out. And of course, without any further ado, we have the lovely cast introduced right now in this lovely ensemble. So we'll start first with the person. I'm gonna start throwing people under buses because that's fun. We'll start first with the one on the top left, which you just introduce yourself as a player, who you'll be playing as, and your archetype. So we'll start first with Jack. Yay, hi!
Hello. Real quick, someone
Yes?
is buzzing. I can hear the stream. And someone is brr, brr. I'm not sure who that is, but just so you know. Hello, everybody. My name is Jack. You can find me on all the social media garbage at Jack Squarepeg. You can find me doing all sorts of things. I typically run Call of Cthulhu type nonsense. I have two shows going on at the moment. One is doing its thing at the moment. There's several episodes out right now called Trouble Over Yonder, which is a cowboy pulp Cthulhu show. And the other is A Time to Harvest, which will be coming out very soon on the YouTubes and a whole bunch of other things, as well as Playpen. We've finished episode 1. That is in the can. That is a podcast that I am doing with Dan Mother Plays, who is this person's channel face place thing. That I'm good at the advertisements. And as well as that, we are going to be playing a session of, what's it called? Someone will die, correct?
One of us will die.
One of us will die. With the game's creator. So that will be recorded, and those episodes will be out in the next, I would probably likely say the next month. I want to have 3 episodes done before we release, but guaranteed you will know about it, because we'll market the hell out of it when it's ready to go. So stay tuned.
Hey, thank you for that. Thank you, Jack, for the lovely intro. And now we got on the top right. We have 2 Blinkies in the house representing the VTubers. The VTubers, let's go. Sin, introduce yourself, who you're playing as, and if you have anything to plug, feel free to plug.
Hi, my name is Sin. I'm a variety streamer. I've been playing quite a lot of TTRPGs due to Denma dragging me unwillfully into these games. And so I'm playing Ottaviano Walker, or Otto as I like to call him. And we'll see how he survives in this post-apocalypse. So yeah.
Awesome. I guess a little fun fact for people, since Sin's not gonna bring it up, and I can't be the only one with this burden of knowledge. Otto is a beloved character that you brought up in another zombie-related project. So, for those who have
And
been there last year in Project Zomboid. That's beautiful. That's
if
wonderful.
they don't know, they don't need to know.
But they must.
It adds to the character. It adds to the storytelling. Stop telling them about the things about the character, damn it.
No, I'm just saying if they want
The
to check out
mystery, the intrigue.
Seiko Zomboid, check it out, the videos, it's on his channel, it's VODed. Anyways, I can't be the only one with that knowledge. Anyways, now we go to the bottom left corner. Introduce yourself. Wait, I gotta mute myself because we are in the same room, so this is fun things. I'm gonna mute.
Hello, everybody. Wait, no one's going to hear me on the stream. Right. Right. Hello, I am the Madman Retro. I am also Den Mother Plays husband.
Yay!
I do stream on myself, which is under Madman Retro as well. But I tend to play a lot more of strategy games and stuff. But I do enjoy the TTRPGs that Den Mother drags me into.
With consent, that's the stipulation.
Unwillfully.
With consent.
There is consent behind them.
Oh, it's like that.
Okay.
Consentful unwilfulness.
Who you playing as?
Oh, right.
No,
I am
please.
currently playing as Tenza, a outcast who was in the nature reserve when all this happened.
I'm getting murdered so much. Someone's splashing so much blood. So someone's subbing. Thank you for the subs. Panic.
Splashing blood.
Yeah, they're splashing sound blood when someone subscribes. Oh my god, why is
Sorry,
there...
Denma,
you're muted.
Someone's splashing blood. Oh my god, thank you for whoever did the hype
Yeah,
train.
I can't hear the stream obviously because it's muted, so that
That's
makes
okay.
more sense. I thought
Yeah.
I thought you were just having an incident in your home.
No, there was
To
literal
be
split.
honest.
Same. I thought so too.
I'm sorry for that.
I don't want to hear that Denma's having an incident at the
Reddit
first mission of a
splashes.
game.
No!
I'm having...
I'd be concerned if Denma was having another first session incident.
No, we don't
I
talk
want a
about...
repeat of that spider.
No, we don't talk about that first incident of 30 minutes was completely gone because I was just freaking out because a spider went in my room. Anyways, we don't talk about the horrors. The true horrors is a zombie thing. Thank you for the introduction, husbando. And I mean, you're not my husband right now, so go away.
I have the
Huh?
Anyways, I'm the fourth player. I Den Mother, just playing the farmer. Nothing special about me. I'll keep it short and sweet. Now we redirect over to our lovely game master for the night. Toby, feel free to introduce yourself and walk us through our first session.
Yeah, so Toby of Tag Sessions, written a bunch of games, both independently and for some publishers. Currently based in the Philippines and just happy to run games where I don't have to worry about the streaming issues. So this is going to be The Walking Dead, the RPG. Trigger warning for people who might be watching the stream. It will talk about the undead, which means there will be violence and a lot of possible sensitive, touchy subjects. We are using safety tools for this game, which includes hard lines on stuff like dead babies, racism, kink, sexual assault, slavery, domestic abuse, and spiders. But we will still be approaching this as a sandbox game, and we are going to see how our survivors will fare in this post-apocalyptic scenario, where they will carry the decision of how far they will have to go in 13 episodes. There will be no major plot in this game, but there will be a lot of stories as we find out more about the characters, their backgrounds, their decisions, and the world around them. With that, I guess we're good to start because we have only, correct me if I'm wrong, we have 2 hours?
More or less.
Yes, 2 hours.
Yeah, we have 2 hours for this session. Jack, I'll request please message me privately every now and then on how much time we have left, just so that I can keep that in mind while I'm running the game.
Okay, thanks for letting the audience know I'm the problem. I appreciate it.
Oh no, it's not a problem. It's also full transparency. I have not had dinner, so the 2 hour limit is
Oh,
good
you're
for
not
me.
gonna-
'Cause that means that means I get to eat.
Fucking Jack.
But I do know that when I'm
God,
running
what
the
a
game.
Bastard. Okay,
Oh, I
good.
could do that while playing, but that
No,
might
you could-
seem
good
weird when
luck
we're
to
talking
you.
about zombies
I can't
and
eat
dead
in
bodies.
GM.
And...
Oh, that would work actually. Yeah, that make sound effects. Nice.
So
Police
our
force
survivors, yes, our survivors have been enduring their presence together for quite some time, having survived in the David farmlands for the last few months. The farmland is a good plot of land with a number of warehouses. There's livestock, there's small farm areas that are growing, reinforced doors, blocked windows. It's generally secure given the group numbers around how many? There's around 12 of you, if I remember correctly.
Yes, 12.
But as it is in any post-apocalyptic scenario, of the 12 survivors in this farm, there's practically only 4 useful people, and the rest are rabble. And that's where the players come in. Just for the viewers who are not familiar, just for the viewers to know who might not be familiar with the game, The Walking Dead RPG does have a high kill ratio. So the NPCs created by the players will serve as backup characters in case any of their characters, bite the bullet. And with that, we are ready to start. And for purposes of starting, can I ask everyone to roll a d6 and tell me whoever has the highest number?
Oh boy.
Not me.
I have 3.
Oh Jesus.
Nice.
Wait, sorry.
It's so you roll
Leon,
dice so
let's-
close
Don't
to
betray me,
you. I'm
motherfucker.
kind of scared. Rolling so
Betrayed.
close.
So what's our highest so far? 3? Did someone have
I
roll
rolled
higher than
1.
3? Oh, okay. So Denma, you have the joy of the opening sequence.
Oh
It is colder than usual this morning. As you, would you be at watch or would you be waking up to check on someone who was at watch?
What time of day is it?
We're talking about the break of dawn.
Oh yeah, she's probably up already, and she's kind of like a morning person. It's totally different from me. So,
Choose an NPC from our haven who was at watch last night.
I would say it would be from the Haven. It would probably be the cop.
So that would be Jack.
Yes.
You wake up, and as you wake up, just before the sun completely rises, you feel the cold front of the wind, which is unexpected this time of the year. Peering out from the windows, you could see that line on the mountains, because the sun's about to rise. You feel the cold brush of wind, and part of you is wondering if Jack is doing okay since he was at watch last night.
Yes. I love just for Jack. I could see the look on Jack's face, like what? Veteran named one of
Different,
his NPCs.
obviously.
Jack. Like,
Yeah, that's not weird. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Jack.
yeah.
I shall always call him Police Officer Jack.
Yeah,
Help
let's
us.
do that. Yeah, because I grew up in Australia, where it's a very common name. You see, so this is giving me high school flashbacks. Like Jack, yeah, not you, the important one. Oh, okay. Yeah,
So I
it's
would
never me.
I will move over to Jack. Like, carefully not sneaking
Police
up on
Officer
him.
Jack.
Yeah,
Please.
police officer Jack, who's like, I would, knowing his mannerisms, we've known, like, they've stayed for a while. I would know better not to sneak up behind him because they're definitely like alert mode. So I kind of say like, hey, your turn, to get some shut eye. I can take it from here.
He turns to the sound of your voice, and you realize there's tears all over his cheeks. He looks away, realizing that you're there, and he brushes them off with his forearm as he tells you, "Quiet up front. Nothing, nothing so far tonight. So I guess." Then he looks at you a bit surprised. "Aren't you too early?"
No, it's the usual time. You know me, morning person.
He looks around and stretches and seems to act as if you didn't notice any tears earlier. "Joe, when the sun isn't up, that's not the normal time for everyone else."
Not for me, not for my family. There's like this Mona Lisa smile when she says not for my family. It's like you can't tell why that smile's there. And she just goes, "We're up. This is morning. This is the start of the shift." It's like my body clock hasn't really changed since then. So 4 a.m. 4 a.m.
He grabs a folded piece of paper nearby and stuffs it under his jacket before you could see it better. And he tells you, "Who's on next shift?
Me.
Because I know it's not you. You're the only one who knows how to handle those animals down there."
I guess and there's a hesitance as she knows that knowing the shift, Otto might have taken like the late night shift and she might have to bother the the tens. Like there's like this hesitation so Jack would know that it's about, you know, the ranger that she doesn't particularly like. So that the expression in the silence is enough to indicate to police officer Jack that it's N.
You know, this is a good haven, but the fact is, none of us really know how to handle those animals. And he looks at you. "If anything happened to you, I'm not sure how the rest of us will fare here in this farm."
Don't jinx it just yet. Who knows? Maybe one of my family members would show up. It's not like they all just disappeared all of a sudden, you know? I'm sure they're gonna come back. They're not gonna leave this family farm behind. So if something were to happen to me, you know, my brothers, cousins, you know, the Davids are always around.
The lights. I saw the lights last night. And you look at him and remember that he brought it up a week ago. He insisted that further north, there might be someone camped out further out there, because he thought he saw lights that might suggest a fireplace or a campsite. The rest of the days following that time when he shared it, none of you saw anything, so you brushed it off as maybe he was just seeing things.
You know, it's not really safe for everyone to just explore those things, but one thing I'm worried about is if it's, you know, it's an element that we don't know about. It could be bandits. It could be something else.
You got a Jeep, Joe. We have to send someone there with your Jeep.
Look,
I mean, at least think about it.
no, well, if someone wants to go out there, it's their risk. But, you know, up to them. I'm not gonna put it on anyone as their responsibility to go out there. I'm staying in the
You know,
farm.
this democracy thing isn't going to last forever. Eventually, someone has to take charge and call the shots.
This is when her, like, kind of neutral face goes really stony. I hope you understand. This is still my farm.
He nods. but you don't want to be in charge.
You should get some sleep. Should you brush splash?
He stands up, and as he's walking past you, he accidentally bumps into you because he's slightly sleepy. The thing he was hiding in his jacket falls down and hits the ground, but he hasn't noticed.
What?
Remember, there was that piece of paper that he stuffed in his jacket?
It fell.
But as he was walking past you, he bumps into you accidentally, and it falls down to the ground, and he hasn't noticed.
I will wait for him to get a distance off before I pick it up and immediately turn around. Make it look like I was just brushing off my boots and facing the horizon, and then I take a peek on the paper.
You hold the folded piece of paper and unfold it. It creaks as you realize it's those, the type of material of coated paper that photographs are made of. And as you peer into the photo and realize who's inside, we cut to the next player. I shall allow you to choose who wakes up next.
I'd say the ranger makes sense because it's a ranger. Yeah.
I'm sorry, who's the ranger?
Outcast. Although it was a park ranger, basically keeping white people in a sense.
Okay. Would you like to share how you opted to sleep for the night? Were you the type to just sleep in a bed? Are you the paranoid type to sleep somewhere else?
He's the paranoid type because he knows that people don't like him too much.
Mm-hmm.
But he does still know that it's like he does need to be in a safer place with what's going on, so away from people but still within the safe zone, I guess. Probably. Does the farm have a barn? Probably in there.
Sure. You're in the barn and you wake up startled to the sounds of an intruder in the barn. Looking down from your spot, however, you realize the intruders turn out to be the two goats.
Two ghosts?
Eh.
Yep.
Two goats. I was like,
They are actually ghosts of goats, yeah. Bleh. Bleh.
Or vampire goats. Bleh.
The sun is just about to break past the horizon, and you see the two goats breaking your sleep.
I mean, that's fine. It's morning, so it's best to get up.
What would be your routine?
Well, first things first would be he'd be ask if there's anything they want him to do around the farm first, or if they need him to go into the city or into the forest to scout or gather supplies, scavenge, or hunt in the forest.
Okay. So you, I guess you grab your usual gear, head down from the barn, and make your way to where the group usually discusses if there's any tasks.
Yep.
Does that sound right?
Yep.
Would you like to define what that would be? Is there like a wall where you guys pin tasks that are required for the barn, or is it more you meet up with the owner of the farm, which is Joe?
Probably meet up with Joe, considering Joe would be first one up in the morning.
Okay. Where would he find you?
There would be because there was a mention of the animals, so that would be her immediate go-to because she wants the animals like feeling safe and calm, so she's probably gonna check on the chickens.
Sorry, guys, I gotta interrupt for a second.
Yeah.
You two are echoing off each other. One of you should turn one mic off when the other speaks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You'll have to be tricky with your mute.
You have to be quick,
Yeah.
quick on the draw.
Yeah.
Or push to talk.
Yeah.
Or share mic.
Yeah, that's what we're
Hand it
doing.
over every now and then.
He has
Okay.
the push to talk at
So,
the moment.
so then, not choose an animal. Are you with the cows? Are you with the chickens?
I would
Or are you chasing after the goats?
I would say the goats are the last one because they're like a handful. So she'll start collecting eggs from the chickens. And
Okay.
she'll probably she would check on the piggies, make sure that
Okay.
because they're once they start
So-
crying, that's really bad, especially if there are walkers around. So it's just like, they gotta be calm. They gotta be calm.
So, Tenza, you head down to the farm, and as you peer at the poultry house, there's no sign of Joe. You think the eggs have been gathered, if there were any today. As you make your way towards where the pigsty would be, you find Joe standing there a bit worried. Joe, there were 2 pigs last night. There's only 1 pig today.
Where did Theresa go?
Tenza?
Did something happen in the morning?
I immediately like whip pan. I wasn't expecting company, and knowing who the company is, I immediately like I don't hide, like I don't have my polite face. I'm immediately like scowling and be like, I don't need you right now. There's you and Otto were the last ones last night, right?
Yeah. What's wrong?
I saw 2 pigs. It's Theresa, and Theresa's gone.
Barnaby.
Okay, Theresa and Barnaby and Barn's still here. Where's Theresa?
Well, they have an open pen thing still. So, did they go out further during the night? Did they travel at night?
They're pigs. They're not meant to travel. They're supposed to stay in the pig pen. They don't go anywhere else. Them being out, if they get started, they see somebody that is a stranger, they will start squealing, and you know what that happens. We don't need more noise. They stay in there. They never leave.
Did they fall into a ditch or something?
There are no ditches here. It's water troughs.
Would you like to try to track the pig
Yeah.
or investigate the area?
Yeah, I'll try and search for the pig.
What's he got to roll?
So he can search on his own, or are you helping him?
I need to find Theresa. That's my prized piggy.
Okay. Then this will be a dice roll. This will be a challenge. Just so you know, and for the purposes of those watching, all dice rolls are d6s. Every 6 is a success. Most actions only need 1 success. And if you fail the action, you can push. That gives you stress, but it can give you a chance to succeed in the dice rolls.
Okay.
Stress, however, introduces a second dice pool. In the game, we'll just have people roll their normal dice pool first, then their stress dice pool afterwards.
Okay.
If any of the stress dice pool comes out as a 1, then they mess up and something bad happens. It doesn't necessarily affect the success of the action.
Okay.
Okay?
Um,
With that, I can allow a survival roll to track any trace of the pig, or a scout roll if you want to note anything out of the ordinary in the current pigsty. It is your choice which one you would like to roll.
I will choose survival.
Okay, so you're hoping to track the pig. Is Tenza helping you, or will Tenza focus on the other thing?
I'll be scouting.
Okay.
So is it just
So you can
2d6,
both roll.
or is it the Do you have how much?
So it's the total of the attribute and skill. So for
Okay.
scout, that is wits and scout, and then for survival, it's wits and survival.
Okay, yep. So I roll 7.
Sorry, individual numbers. So that's a
I only got a 5, and everything's 2 2 3s.
yeah. The 7 was a what? Was that a 6 and a 1 or a 4 and 3?
Huh? What?
You don't add up the dice. They're separate numbers. Oh, you wait. 7 was your total, your stat.
And so
Okay, you'll roll 7 dice basically. My mistake. I misunderstood.
Yeah, roll 7 dice. 2 6s, and a 1.
Okay,
I only had a
that's
5.
fine. The ones only are worrisome if they're from the stress dice.
Okay.
So, Denma, Joe looks around and tries to find any trace of the pig. You're wandering a bit from the pigsty looking for any tracks that might be of interest. While Joe is doing that, Vetra, Tenza, on the other hand, starts to notice something. As you bend down by the gate of the pigsty, you do notice that the small loop that's used to hold the gate closed has been snipped off. Most likely a knife or a pair of scissors, something sharp. And as you look into the wet mud, you do notice a telltale marking that would resemble that from a rubber shoe or a sneaker. Someone was here.
Do I know what people have been wearing and stuff like that, or is this like a sort of gumboot sort of thing?
Hello?
Oh, yep.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Pass me this, and it's me.
So, Vetra, what do you do?
Do I know of people's shoe wear and stuff like that, or have not been around long enough knowing people's shoe wear or anything like that?
Well, the fact that the shoe mark is there tells you someone took the pig. As to whether or not it's someone from the camp or someone outside, you're not certain.
Is Joe still around the pig pen, or she walked off?
She's not too far, but she's a few feet away from you, a few yards away from you. You can still call out to her.
Joe, I think someone took the pig.
Who?
Well, if you look here, the loop has been cut.
I see what he's seeing, right?
Yep.
I'm at this. I immediately would go to Otto, because Otto's the one who's like, if there's any, like, he has the tools. Maybe this is something he's done. So I immediately like go to Otto wherever he is. I will wake him up.
Okay.
I know he did night shift, but I'm waking him up.
And with that, we cut to our next player, but no, it won't be Otto. Instead, we jump to Chris. Jack, we will start your scene.
Hola.
Would you like to be awake, or would you like to still be asleep at this point?
I think he probably, in the past day, he's probably come back from doing, he would call it a raid, because I feel like he was a WoW player before this all went down. But like, no, just kind of like getting materials, simple things like toilet paper, things like that. And he got home late. And he would probably put it in the communal spot in the Haven, just kind of like a community chest that he probably like asked Joe to kind of just put there. And that stuff is in there, just kind of a few amenities. And he probably got home at about 3 in the morning, something like that. He would have had to wave to get in and all that. But yeah, he'd be sleeping it off now, I would say.
Tired from your late night run for materials, your character dreams.
Yeah,
And in
sure.
your character's dream, let's play through a scene in one of your earlier nights.
Okay.
In one of the earlier moments when the apocalypse first hit. Where were you when you first encountered the things?
Oh. I think his Lola, I think is the word. His grandmother, but I think the name is Lola.
Mhm.
Who was the one that sort of looked after him after things went down in his family past. She was bitten, probably more like scratch, to be honest, but like a scrape, and she was getting sick, and he was getting desperate, and he would probably, his first experience probably would have been not putting her down, but realizing that she couldn't be reasoned with and running. So that probably would have been the first experience. I don't think he would have had the balls at that time to have killed her.
You are staring at Lola in this dream sequence as she is looking at you and holding her injured hand. And she's yelling at you, just come back here. I just need the band-aid. That's all I need. The bandage is all I need. Just give it to me. Your eyes are staring, however, at the fact that her lip seems to quiver and twitch on its own. The fact that when you came back with the materials you raided from the nearby convenience store, there was a trail of blood already in the house. And when you arrived at the kitchen, you glimpsed what looked like a leg behind the counter before your Lola turned to block it and tell you, did you bring the band-aid?
If she's being more aggressive than he normally would, he would just kind of nod and just say, see, yeah, it's over there. I go get it for you. And he would probably tenderly put it on. Try to, anyway.
Bandage being placed on her arm, she looks at you. She sees you glancing towards the counter where you could see the shoe of someone. Don't pay attention to that. That was just someone who tried to break into our house. Cristobal, listen to me. We have to survive no matter what.
I know.
What is happening was in the Bible. This is all part of God's plan. Do you understand?
See?
As you wrap the wound, she looks at you and you see the tears in her eyes as she's staring at her fingers twitching. She looks at you.
You're sweating, Lola. Come sit down. And I'll probably lead her over to her favorite chair or something.
I just feel so thirsty. I don't know why I've been drinking so much already and I still feel so thirsty.
It doesn't matter.
Can you get the bottled water there in the refrigerator?
How much do we have left? Actually, you know what? No, he wouldn't be thinking like that. This is early days. No, he wouldn't hesitate. It's fine. No, go ahead.
She doesn't answer. You head to the refrigerator, and as you pop it open, you see there's like 4 bottles. But then from here, you have a better view of the person on the floor. The person on the floor does look like someone who broke in. Cloth over the face, small baseball bat that's on the floor, but then a small puddle of blood where he was hit from behind.
He would, I get the feeling Chris probably has very good ability to put blinders on. So he would notice this and would probably do his best to ignore it unless it made itself known in some fashion. But he wouldn't be paying attention is what I'm saying.
Mhm. You head back to Lola, handing her the water, and she rips open the cover and starts chugging it as if it were alcohol, drinking the whole bottle down in one continuous gulp. The whole time while doing this, you could see her hand twitching every now and then, squeezing the bottle, as if wanting to get all the fluid out as much as possible. Outside, you hear sirens. Occasionally, you hear screams, gunshots. Are you here with your Lola because you live here, or are you here from a trip and you live with your parents live somewhere else?
In my head, I think he doesn't like to talk about it, and I would rather leave that ambiguous for the audience, but I think something happened. He lives with her now. But it's not it's not a result of this. This has been an arrangement for a while.
We'll be okay. I'm sure. I just need to put the oil and this should be better. It's just a small scratch.
Can I see the scratch? No, I would have bandaged it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would have seen it as I was wrapping it, correct?
It didn't seem that deep. By the third day, and you know how dreams are, it's like you know it's been a few days in the dream, even if you never felt the time pass. She starts to tremble. She starts to shake. Occasionally, when you talk to her, she doesn't make sense. But then as she looks at you, you suddenly hear her say your name a bit louder than expected. Chris? Chris, wake up! Your eyes open, waking from the dream. You see Rosa in front of you. Rosa's the preacher, one of the NPCs.
Can I add, just before we cut from the dream, I think probably she would probably be floating between consciousness and zombitude as he runs from the window.
Yes.
He backs out, and as he's doing that, and you're like that mention of come back or whatever, it would probably be like as he basically falls backwards out onto the fire escape, and she physically doesn't have the brain power at that point to follow him, and just as he fails to as she fails to get him, and he scrambles away backwards.
Sounds perfect.
Sure.
Who's Lola?
Rosa.
Rosa looks at you. You were saying Lola?
I don't. What do you need, Rosa?
I woke up from a dream. The dream told me you needed help.
A dream. Okay, well, if you want to help, you can get me an extra blanket or you can go away. Honestly, I'm kind of tired.
Rosa looks at you. She shakes her head.
What's the matter?
Who's Lola?
Well, why do you want to know so bad?
That was the name of the person in my dream. She said you needed help.
You watch him stiffen. Rosa, I got you that shampoo that you like. The one with the almonds in it.
She smiles.
Enjoy, okay? And he will very pointedly, not aggressively, but pointedly lie back down.
Rosa stands and heads for the door. I'm sorry, I just thought
You
it
did.
felt like a very real dream.
I know. Thanks for... Good. I'm going to sleep now.
I don't even know why I dreamt it. She steps out, walking away. And sometimes you wonder if Rosa, if there's more to her than she's letting on. Or if she's just the type of person who coincidentally touches on things without realizing it.
I think he'd probably just mumble in his sleeves like, "Can't she be weird when I'm awake?" And sleep.
Lying back down, we cut to Sin as you see the two others arrive at your door. You have just woken up, I presume, also.
Yes.
It's like immediately cut to the chase. Like, Otto would see the urgency in Joe's face. Like, she's not usually like this urgent face. Like, she's usually calm, but there's something off right now. As she goes, I know it's not your shift, but did you do anything to the fences by any chance? I know were you doing some repairs recently?
Otto looks looks at her with a slightly raised eyebrow, and before saying, "Well, I was planning on probably doing some repairs today, maintenance, and maybe making some better. But what is it?"
Look, Theresa's gone. There's a broken fence, and I don't want to put the blame on you. It's just like if there were any repairs, I should have known about this. I could have been more secure with the pig pen. It's just if you were doing some repairs on the fences, you could have at least let me in on it. Or I don't want to rule out the fact that somebody came in here. If I'd rather treat it as an honest mistake.
Otto like immediately like holds up his hand, telling her to stop, and then he would look at her and is like, "Fence wasn't broken last night."
Look, can I just bother you for can you look at the fence, see if it's, and you can see like there's the, oh no, I don't want this to be the truth, that it's someone else. Like, you sure didn't do any repairs last night?
I don't fix what this.
Fine, can you just check the fence? Just check the fence, please.
Alright. He like reaches down and pulls out his like toolbox from under the bed as he goes out to look over the damage. Didn't Tenza tell you that the fence wasn't broken last night?
Wait, sorry, what?
No, sorry. I mean, I was just confirming that yes, this pigsty shows the damage as mentioned by the two characters.
Okay.
Someone had cut the lock to the pigsty, but otherwise there seems to be no damage in the fences so far.
Broken lock.
We can try.
It's gonna be a pain in the ass.
We can try following the footsteps that are in the mud.
Well, that would be a start.
Do the three of you handle this on your own, or does one of you alert the rest of the survivors in the haven?
No, I will, because Joe doesn't want to leave the farm. I look at Otto, and unfortunately, to like, can I trust you guys to just follow the trail? Just be safe. I'll tell the others what has happened so that they're alert. Yeah?
Well, yep, sure enough.
farm by
Whoever
now.
it is, I doubt they can. I doubt they can get far dragging a pig.
And if you can, just bring weapons, just in case. Not the loud ones. We don't want to attract other things. One thing I'm really worried about is if Therese starts screaming. That's not something we want in the vicinity. But yeah, I'll leave you guys to it. Try to, if you don't find anything in half an hour, just go back.
Well, we'll see where the trail leads.
Then I kind of just turn around and just go back. The first thing one thing I want to establish is, Chris, are you the type who would actually do shift duties, or you would prefer to do some like house tending? What would Chris be doing for like general farm stuff? What would be Chris's vibe?
Sleeping at the moment, but
General routine.
No, I don't. In the general sense, I think he would do whatever's asked of him, and he would have a lot of enthusiasm, but not a lot of competence. I suppose off the top of my head, probably the thing that he would be, apart from getting stuff, which he seems to be remarkably good at, apart from that, probably just tasks that keep him out of the way.
Okay.
like just go feed the chickens, just go over there, kind of thing.
Yeah. I will scoop up the chicken eggs I got, and then
Sure.
I'm assuming Rosa's awake. I would sense immediate distress and be like, yeah, I think we should start breakfast. I put the eggs. I'm very distracted. Like, I'm giving her something to do, like, go make breakfast, Rosa, while I check on the kid, assuming the kid's still asleep. I check on Chris, who's probably still
Sorry,
asleep.
there are two kids. Which kid do you check on?
Both kids. Like, they're probably both asleep.
Okay.
Um,
Sayanika, the one who just finished high school, you actually see that, I presume this is a woman. She's awake. And she seems to be reading one of the books that she has with her. The other kid, who we have no name yet, is asleep.
the stable hand, right? Is the other kid?
The stable hand is someone else.
Oh, okay.
Stable hand is a farmer.
Okay.
Do you look for Enzo, the stable hand?
Yes.
Okay, so while you're looking for the stable hand, I'll cut first to Sin and Vetra.
Go ahead.
The two of you are back at the the two of you are back at the pigsty, and you're looking for the trail of the footprints.
Yes. Though, one thing that Otto will look at importantly is how exactly was the lock broken.
So given this was a pigsty and the idea was it is within the farm, there was no need for any harsh way to lock the pen. It was really more a loop that just keeps the wooden gate from opening.
Okay.
Maybe it was a repurposed plastic loop, or maybe it's a thin twine. But whatever the rope was, it clearly has been cut with a sharp object.
Okay. At this point, Otto is going to make a slight whistle. He'll whistle out to call his dog Sunny, which is a scouting dog.
The dog in the distance turns to you and starts running its way to you. While this is happening, Tenza, are you doing anything?
I'm just looking over the footprint into the in the mud and sort of seeing where it leads off to, whilst Otto's getting ready.
the footprints, the trail fades off at one point because it's drier ground. But since I had an extra 6 earlier, I won't require a second roll to find the trail. You see it leads actually to the barn where you were sleeping.
That's weird.
You realize the goats did come into that place. Were they disturbed as well by someone who was there?
I guess I'll check it out again, since if the goats usually don't go in there, then he probably should double check.
A quick question: as you approach the barn, are you approaching and ready? Like, do you have something drawn to protect yourself?
He's got the spear ready. As Joe said, shouldn't have the guns out or anything like that at the moment. So yeah, he's just slowly walking in with spear at the ready.
You approach the barn with spear in hand, and as you're approaching, the door into the barn, you do notice there is a reddish mark on the wood from the outside. You had not noticed this earlier when you stepped out because it was opposite of the direction you were headed. I shall get back to you. Otto, real quick before I jump to the nobody. The dog runs up to you, and as the dog gets to you, the dog seems a bit imbalanced. Like, it struggles to stand straight, or it struggles to stay steady.
He notices, Otto notices that, and it is like slightly rushes up to like shorten the distance between him and Sunny, and like tries to get near to see like what's going on.
The dog slightly stumbles as you get close enough, and when you land on the ground in front of it and it looks at you, it's okay, but in lack of a better word, it's almost as if one of its legs is asleep, the way it's struggling to stable itself.
Although
it doesn't show signs of distress, but it does look like, wow.
Although like feels Sunny a bit to see if it's feeling any of it, or like any of his touch, or if it's like if the dog is feeling numb.
Checking on the dog responds normally. It doesn't seem to have struggled feeling your touch. But when you check the leg, that it pulls the leg back slightly as if it has trouble feeling it tender. And I'll get back to you because it's time to jump to Chris. Chris,
hello.
You've ducked back into bed to sleep.
Yep.
You've hated the fact Rosa broke your nap, and as you're slow, you know how when you're half asleep and almost completely down under, but you still have some level of consciousness of the room around you. You feel something is breathing close to you.
I think. Well, actually, this is important to kind of establish. Do we imagine, gang, that this is like a communal hall sort of thing, or has everyone got their own private rooms, or what do we reckon?
I think, given that it's like a general farmhouse, so like some people would have to share rooms. So it's a kind of like a communal. Yeah. So they would share rooms. So
Okay.
you would be shared with someone.
Or some rooms were turned into residential. Like originally it was a sitting room or a reading room, but now it's a bedroom.
Okay. In that case, why don't I share with Rosa? Because why not? That kind of makes sense. That why she would just kind of walk into my room unannounced. So therefore, I am alone, and I'm going to act like I'm still asleep, even though I am awake, and I'm going to try and confirm if that is my subconscious being a dickhead, or if someone's actually in the room with me.
Snapping more to consciousness, away from sleep. You can
Right.
hear you can definitely hear the breathing.
Sure.
And it now presses against you slightly. You feel it is cold and slightly moist.
I would jerk back at that for sure, as fast as
As
I
you
can.
jerk back, it reacts to your sudden movement, and you see a pig.
What's the pig's name? I forget.
Teresa.
Therese?
I would know.
Teresa.
I would know. Teresa. It's just
Yep.
go. Tessie. He would give it like a nickname, so like, oh, Tess, what are you doing, huh? What are you doing?
As Teresa responds to your voice and touch, it turns to face
are you
you.
doing?
It allows you to, reach out to,
What are you
to
doing,
cradle
huh?
it. And your eyes widen in horror as you realize the pig's fine, except for a bloody handprint on its side.
Okay. Okay.
The pig buries
Well-
its face next to you. It's obviously in distress and has somehow found you to nuzzle close to you in fear.
Okay. I'm gonna feel around in its fur and see if I can feel any wounds or anything like this.
It doesn't even flinch when you touch the bloody handprint.
Yeah.
It's not injured, but then it's fresh blood.
Okay. Do you know what I got? Do you know? I got bits. I got bacon bit. I did. Come on. We're gonna get you some nice bits. I just realized they wouldn't have said bacon bits, but
Cannibalism.
You want some cannibalism? No.
Yes, not big pigs.
I was
You
trying to
have
think
some
of
nice
bread.
cuts.
Dudes,
You have
it's
some-
12 midnight. Fuck off.
Yeah.
It's
You're also half asleep, so that's okay.
yeah.
I got some
okay.
nice bacon. Oh my god, I said bacon.
Yeah. Breadcrumbs is kind of what I meant to say. So yeah, I'll get him a little excited, and then I think I'm going to get like a flannel shirt or something like that, and make a sort of makeshift like little leash that with the sleeve tied around, and
problem.
just kind of start walking through the farm holes. And if anyone happens to see me, I'm like, "What's up?"
Welcome.
Guiding Teresa out of the rooms and out of the residence. Do you walk past the kitchen? Do you walk past the front of the house?
I'd probably be heading for the most direct place towards the pig pen, but I'd be calling Joe's name. So whichever way is more direct. I'd be going, "Hello."
Then we start to join with Joe. Joe, as you're looking around, wondering where Enzo is, your mind races back real quick. You remember the photo you peeked into earlier, and you saw it was cop guy with 2 kids. And you're suddenly worried. You never really asked him about his family. But then you hear your name being called.
Joe.
Yeah. I hear Chris. I know Chris's voice anywhere, and I walk up. Do I see the setup of him guiding?
Yes.
I'm walking. Yeah.
What? How's she? Oh my
I
God.
don't know.
The fence. Okay. The fence was.
He's okay. He's fine.
No, the fence is broken. Someone
Um,
broke the fence. That's the thing. That's how Theresa got out. And Barnes is.
Joe, am I using all the eggs? You hear Rosa from the kitchen calling out.
Yeah, sure. I say that distractedly as I turn and go like, we need to bring Theresa back, but we have to make
Okay,
sure
well,
the pen's secure.
The good
and-
news is she's back. So let's. Okay, one.
Yeah.
I'm half asleep, and you're making me really anxious.
I'm sorry.
She's here.
Where?
She's okay.
Why is there
She
blood
was-
on her?
I don't know. Would you like me to answer that question first?
Yeah.
Okay. So I woke up. She was by my ear. She was upset. This handprint, I have no idea where it's from, but it's wet. So something's going on. What I'm saying to you quietly is that if this is a problem, and it sounds like it is, then we should get the kids in a particular room with someone watching it, because it sounds like you think it's a problem. This wasn't just an accident and someone's slapped with tomatoes in their hand or something.
Yeah, can you get the kids? Can you get the kids, please? My brains immediately go, like, someone's in my home. I need to act on my rights and get my, like, that's
Legit? I'm getting me shotgun?
yeah, that's her brain right now.
Yeah, Chris is weirdly confident when he seems to be kind of like trying to help her calm down. It's just like, trying to help her kind of like, okay, step 1, then step 2,
Cool.
step 3, then step 4. There's no point in panicking about step 5 before we do step 1.
Get the kids. Get the kids. I immediately, like, as I
Yeah,
bark that order,
I'm on it. I assume they're going to be at the breakfast table?
I'm too distracted with giving that order to look for the shotgun. Like, assuming the shotgun's somewhere else, I wouldn't have it on my person. So I would go to my room, grab the gun,
Okay.
and then I go out again and I have my gun and I look at Chris and be like, yes, kids breakfast table with Rosa.
Okay.
Try not to, but I forget.
All right. How about this? Why don't we just eat breakfast and you get someone to watch the doors? We're going to act like everything's fine. We don't want to freak them out for no reason. For all we know, this could be a misunderstanding. Or we could have a party in Chris's room. An egg party in Chris's room. What do you want?
Like, my brain's immediately going to the police officer Jack. I gotta check on where he is. I just go,
Okay.
get the kids in the breakfast table. I'll look for police officer Jack.
Okay.
And
So I'm going to go there. If you could please get someone to watch the doors so that we can go through breakfast as normal. I'll let Rosa know, and we'll keep an eye on the kids and make sure they don't go anywhere until you come for me. Yeah?
I'll keep an eye on the doors. Yeah, I hold the.
Okay, that's what you're doing. Fine. Okay. Okay.
As you settle there to watch the doors, Jack.
Yeah.
Your car.
I'm gonna go back to the kids, and I'm going to probably not even 15 minutes after Rosa woke me up after about 2 hours sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ignore her questioning look and just go, Rosa. Joe's just told me that we're gonna have to hang out here for a little bit of time with the kids' table.
And the
We're
pig.
gonna have to hang out here for a while. Yeah.
Rosa staring at you with the pig as well. Ooh,
I don't
what
have
is
the
going
pig
on?
anymore. I would have given it to Joe.
Oh, Joe's holding the pig. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Two kids are half asleep in your company.
I am being emphatic with my look. I'm gonna shoot a look at the kids, then look back at her. The look is, I will explain later because I don't really know. Just roll with it. Hang out here for a while until Joe comes to get us, okay, guys?
The other kid with no name just yawns and nuzzles against your shoulder, half asleep. Tyanika, the older kid.
Bionicle. That was what you wanted, right? The robot thing?
She nods.
What do you mean, sure? That took me like an extra 4 hours, you little bastard.
Kid hugs the toy and still nuzzles with it, half asleep. The older one, Tyanika, looks at you, leans close. Chris?
Yeah?
Something's up.
Yeah. You're right.
Should I?
Well, I don't know. because I don't know. But Joe is smart and she's on it. So we're gonna hang out here until we know more, and we're not gonna
I
freak
fried
out.
some eggs.
There
Rosa
you
starts
go.
putting the plates out.
Egg party. Get amongst it.
Say Annika looks at you and you see her get the fork and you see her holding the fork. Should I be worried?
I think you should be smart, and I think you should listen. There's no reason to freak out. We don't know anything, so don't freak out. Joe is smart. This is her farm. She's on it. Do you trust me? Do you trust Joe? Just hang out. Eat your
Say
eggs.
Annika nods.
It's all good. Till we know that there's something to worry about, don't worry.
Rosa turns to you, and for you, she places down, I made you French toast.
Thanks, you. That's really nice.
She smiles. It was like I saw it in the dream. I think your Lola used to make it.
Thanks. And he'll chat him.
With that, we jump real quick. Sin. Your dog seems tender. He reacts to any touching of the paw. It seems tender. Checking, you think there's a slight sprain. You don't think there's anything broken. Sin?
I'm sorry, my mic was muted.
There.
Okay. Could you repeat that? I almost forgot what
You were checking your dog's paw.
Right.
It seems tender to touch, but you don't think there's anything broken. It might be just a sprain.
No one could have done that. He decides that he's going to basically carry the dog in his arm as he follows after Chenza. And he goes like, found anything?
Making your way to the barn where Vetra's character is. Vetra, you are staring at the door with the small stain of blood on it. You have your spear ready.
The weapon ready.
How do you approach?
So has Otto caught up with him?
You wait for Sin to catch up. That's fine. Otto
As soon as
arrives in
he-
time.
Yep. As soon as Otto hears that, he puts Sunny down and then like tells Sunny to sit before grabbing his he looks at it because he left his shovel back at his room. So he rummages through his toolbox and pulls out a hammer.
Hammer out, spear out. The two of you quietly push the barn door open. You see the bales of hay. You see the small pens where the animals would be. You see the ladder that goes up to where Tenza was sleeping earlier. But this time, since you're more aware and paying attention to your surroundings, you do see the small red droplets that go further towards the bales of hay. There is definitely someone here, someone wounded.
Is it towards the bales of hay? Is there only one point of entry?
You can step out, go around the barn, and try to come in from one of the windows to take at it from the side. Do you split up, or do you approach in unison from that direction?
He's going to pat Tenza's shoulder as he shows like with his hands that he's going to go around and wait by the window just in case if ever whoever this is going to try to make a run for it. Since Tenza has a spear and basically has better reach.
Tenza is just gonna nod. Can I see like a pitchfork or anything in the barn?
Sure, there's a nearby pitchfork.
He nods towards the pitchfork for Otto, if he wants range.
Yeah, Otto actually puts away his hammer then, and then like he picks up the pitchfork, but he's still going to go outside to just in case, uh, basically, and trap whoever it might be, because
Flank
otherwise,
from
if they're
opposite directions. You move to where the pitchfork is, and as you pull it from the ground, you notice the ground surrounding where the pitchfork is. There looks like scrapings on the hay as if someone tried to reach the pitchfork as well. You make your way around the barn as planned, leaving Tenza alone in the inside. Tenza, do you wait for Otto to re-emerge from the window, or do you approach the direction of the droplets?
He's waiting until he can see Otto through the window.
Okay.
Just so at least he has someone else watching whatever's going on, as well as like backup. So
The two of you feel the growing stress from the scenario, the tension rising. Both of you gain 1 stress point. Know now that from this point on, whenever you roll dice, you will have a second roll, which is equal to your stress level. And that die, if it comes out a 6, adds to your successes. But if it comes out a 1, something messes up.
okay.
alright.
So both of you have 1 stress. As you approach now from both directions to encounter whatever was caused or left the droplets of blood, I will have both of you roll Scout to represent how alert you are upon seeing what you see.
Alright, so I roll
Okay.
7d6.
Mm-hmm.
2 6s
And then
from
a
that,
single die afterwards separately.
and a 1 from the stress. So
Okay, so there's a mess up.
2
That's okay.
sixes
How,
and
how many did I roll?
Sin, you roll 3 because you have no Scout. And then you'll roll a single 1 afterwards.
Shit.
Oh my god, he rolled a 1.
I mean, technically I have 2
No,
successes on top, so.
Okay, so I rolled a 5, 3, and 1 for the thing. One of my dice almost fell off. And then for the stress, 3.
Okay, so Otto, as you climb over the window and start looking around, you don't spot anything yet. Tenza,
Mhm.
as you move forward, eyeing the trail leading to one of the pens,
Touched my
Um,
dice!
it seems to be at an angle that Otto can't see properly into. But as you look into there, you immediately spot Enzo. Enzo is the stable hand, the other farmer, one of the NPCs. Enzo is on the ground. He has both hands raised up towards his head, and there's blood all over the left side of his face. You notice around his neck is a pair of hands holding him, and the other hand, you know how the hand is holding the neck, but it's holding a knife at the same time?
Mm.
You can't quite see the person behind Enzo right now. It seems to be a mass of rags. But Enzo, upon seeing Tenza, you see him looks at you with his eyes, and he seems to try to shake his head. No, don't get too close. You have 1 more success. Ask me a detail or any information you want regarding the scene that I will answer as a result of your.
Is that towards me or to Sin?
To you, Tenza, because Sin has no successes.
Okay. So you kept saying Enzo, or
Enzo.
yeah, like
Enzo's an NPC.
oh, okay.
Enzo is the stable hand. So
Okay.
he's the one on the ground, hands on his head, and someone behind him is holding him with a knife.
No, not this
And you said there was a bunch of rags on that person as well.
The behind, you see a bunch of rags. You can't quite see their face yet.
Hmm.
But you have a success, and I have an extra success. You may choose to see the face, or you may choose to see any other information.
Yeah, I'll ask. What's their face look like?
Peering to adjusting your viewpoint to an angle where you can see rags. You see a very frightened girl. Her face is covered with dirt, with mud. Her hair is frazzled around the rags. Her eyes are bloodshot, and she looks terrified. Sinzo sees you adjust, he ends up muttering, "Don't!" And that causes the woman to flinch. The woman flinches, and the knife scrapes across Enzo's face, slicing his cheek open. That is the mess up result.
Alright.
What do you do?
Okay, is Enzo, the disabled hand, still within her grasp, or is he out of her grasp now from what? Because he just had his cheek.
Still in her grasp. Yeah, still in her grasp, but you can chance dragging him away from her.
Alright, can I,
And right now, just so it's clear, Sin, you haven't noticed this. Okay, just so it's clear.
Yeah,
You're still looking around.
must have been the
Um,
wind.
at her flinching and basically removed the knife from his neck and basically cut his cheek, Tenzo would like to jump in and instead of like stab the spear, hit with the back end of the spear, or to push her away to try and grab Enzo.
Sounds good. I will rule this that instead of close combat, it's a force roll.
Force roll? Yep.
Yes. So for force, you have 1 plus 3, so you have 4 dice to roll,
And
then
stress.
you have 1
Yep.
Yeah, so roll 4 and then roll 1 separately.
Damn.
I got 1-6 on those, and the stress dice is a 4.
Good. With the butt of the spear, you thrust it forward. Your call. Do you want to thrust it towards the face, towards the chest?
I'm basically hitting the arm with the knife away, so it's
Okay.
no longer at Enzo's face or neck, so then I can grab Enzo.
With the tap on the hand that's holding the knife to force the knife down, the woman ends out yelling out a yelp of pain as the knife clatters to the hay. Otto, you hear that sound immediately, and in the house, both Joe and Chris, you faintly hear the yelp coming from somewhere further in the farm. But definitely there's someone. Ah! You hear that sound. Otto, hearing the sound, how do you react?
Otto immediately rushes in with the pitchfork, ready to strike. But considering the lack of information he has, he is just going to be rushing in first to see what's going on.
I will raise though that you have the issue of being bloodthirsty.
Yes. So, but he'll still try to see like what's going on first. But then
That's
I'll
fine.
react appropriately.
I will, however, just because of the issue, ask you to roll.
Mhm.
Because if you mess up, you end up ah!
Yeah.
being thirsty. So I'll have you roll scout A second time.
Okay. So 3. Plus stress. Let's see. 6, 3, 6. And then
Okay,
for
you have 2
stress,
successes. Stress die. Please not be a 1.
5.
Okay, good. You rush in. You rush in to see what's happening, and you see the girl clutching her hand in pain as Tenza hits the girl's hand with the butt of the spear. As Enzo crumples to the ground, you see an opportunity to drag Enzo away because you have your successes. But that would mean dropping the pitchfork. Are you willing to do that?
Hmm. No, he isn't going to drop the pitchfork, but he is going to get in front of Enzo.
So you step over Enzo to tower over him in front of the girl.
Yes.
Okay. You had your 2 successes. You do that easily, interposing yourself between Enzo and the girl. The girl, clutching her hand, looks up at you. You see the ragged clothes. You see the dirty face. And upon seeing you that close, she tries to bite you. You still have a bonus success, so I'll allow you to react to this with that success.
The moment she tries to bite, Otto is immediately gonna go, "Oh no, you don't!" As he he wields the pitchfork, perpendicular, and then uses the handle to catch her mouth.
Okay. Trapping her mouth against the pitchfork, you maintain your position to help Enzo. Tenza, do you grab Enzo or deal with the girl?
I grab Enzo and pull him away.
Sliding him in front of you with your free, your other hand holds the spear. Enzo tells you, she's just hungry. She's just hungry. You drag him to your side as he tells you that.
Now look here, little miss.
Choices.
Calm down, or we will have to use force.
Girl still making growling sounds as her teeth are clattering against the pitchfork wood. But you see her eyes look at you when you give her that warning. So there is coherence, there is understanding. I cut real quick back to the farmhouse as the 2 of you hear the sound. Joe, what are you doing?
I am immediately I have the pig in hand. I guess this would be I think Joe would have a protocol in place for the kids where they would head to the storehouse
They're
or a
they're
base.
currently having breakfast with Jack's character, right?
Yeah. The moment that happens, I just give that
They're currently in the breakfast room.
I just give them a signal to stay put, and I motion because I think Chris is the most able-bodied at the moment. I don't see the police officer Jack at the
Mhm.
moment, so I would motion to him to we have to go to the source of the sound. Something's going on. We have to go.
Does it look like there's anything I can grab to defend myself? I don't think Chris would be really a weapon person.
It's a stocked kitchen, so you have a lot of options.
That's
Frying
true. I do have a frying pan, yeah. I don't really want to ruin it though. I think he'd probably grab a pitchfork if it's nearby enough. Makes sense to
As you run with the house, there's a pitchfork in one of the sides, and you grab hold of it. From one of the windows from the house, it slides open, spearing out. The doctor calls out, Gia, what's going on? Is there someone hurt?
She goes, probably. I shout, I can't shout, but Joe immediately on we're checking, keep the kids safe, just keep them in one spot, we'll call you when we need you.
What
Joe.
sound was this, by the way, that we would have heard?
A girl. It sounded like a female voice screaming.
Ah, okay.
I
Alright.
The two of you start running.
I actually turned to Chris because I heard a female voice. I'm assuming it's one of the kids, and I say, "Did you do a head count? Were all the kids accounted for? Was it Saya? Was it like? Did you see everyone? All the kids?
Are you asking me if the 2 kids that you asked me to look after are in the room that I was in just now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, what's that? Like now she's confused. Like, was there a female voice? Like, there's this look of confusion. Like, that was a girl
Probably
just now.
because there's someone here that isn't meant to be. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and we left it with Tenza and Otto, and oh no.
Yeah.
I run even
As
faster.
the two of you start traversing the farmland towards where the sound of the scream came from, you both see the repercussions of having still not repaired the pen. Barnaby has come out wondering where the sound has come from as well, and is now more towards the two of you as you are making your way towards the barn.
I will say, I will just say, you take care of it, I'll go. And I'll keep going towards the sound.
Okay.
But yeah, I assume it's better for the farm person to do farm things right now. So
I immediately like, no, Barnaby. I go to Piggy and I let Chris, go.
Mhm.
Barnaby squeals as you get close. It nuzzles against you, wondering if it's time to eat. You start ushering it back to the pen.
Oh my god.
Chris, you are approaching the barn when you can hear the voices coming from inside. We could assume a few more warnings were yelled out at the woman to stop gnawing at the wood. So by the time you get through the door, the three of the girl pulls back from the pitchfork, and she is staring at the ground at the knife that she had dropped.
Whoa. What's happening?
The girl turns to the sound of your voice and hisses in your direction upon seeing you.
Guys, what's going on?
A lot is going on right now. This is as like Otto is.
Yeah, that's helpful. Thank you.
Little lady over here had a knife to Enzo.
Uh-huh.
Enzo is on the ground and he looks at you. She's just hungry. I found her by the pig. She found me by the pigs.
I'm going to turn, if it looks like it's safe to do so, I'm going to offer the pitchfork to give Enzo a way to get up.
Offering
So
it
he
to
can
Enzo,
stand.
he uses it to brace himself back to his feet and hurry away. That allows you, Tenza, to support Otto as well.
I'm going to get on one knee and just kind of look down at her because I assume she's kind of down low, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Can you
From-
speak?
From the looks of her snarling appearance, she's probably a little over 5 feet. 5'2", 5'3".
Okay.
The layers of old tattered clothes are like layers of rags over her body, but thanks to the layers, they probably provide good heat. Her hair is in knots. It's clear that she's been out in the wild, long bathed or anything, because the state of her hair and her complexion. And as she looks at the two of you, snarling at whoever gets closer, but
I'm
always
not
looking
going
at
to
the
get
ground.
close. I'm just down low and I say, can you speak?
She stares at you as you try to reach out to her with words.
Habla inglés? Habla español?
She keeps her eyes at you, but for those who have their weapons ready, Otto and Tenza, you both realize she's trying to inch forward to grab the knife.
You leave the knife alone.
Are you
Before
knocking the
any
knife away?
violence happens, can I grab my walnuts and just go, "Hey, you hungry?" And I'm gonna see if she grabs at the food, and if that's enough to kind of break the ice here. So I'm gonna
That's
toss it to her.
awesome. I feel so sad that you have no stats. I was about to say, this is a good manipulation roll. You have no manipulation.
No, he's not. He's not a great personality person. He's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I can roll if you want me to. It's more of a
No, it's
situation of I'm just trying to
roll
calm
two.
it down.
You'll roll 2 dice for empathy, but you'll get 2 extra dice for offering the walnuts.
Okay, sure.
And while you're rolling, sorry, did someone want to knock the knife away? I think that was Tenza.
I was about to ask if I'm close enough to knock the knife away.
You still have stress, so I'll require you to just roll the stress die. Just see if it's a 1 or not.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's
a
a
1.
It's a 1.
So Jack's character offers the walnuts. The
Crystal.
girl sees the walnuts. How was your roll, Jack?
I didn't get any successes, but no ones either. If that helps. Closest I got.
As
was a
you
4.
offer the walnuts, she leans forward, and for a moment you think she's about to go for the walnuts.
Specifically, I toss it at her because I want her hands away from the knife so that it can then be slid away. That was my intention.
As the nuts scatter in front of her,
Right.
Vetra, your character tries to push the knife away, and it clatters to the side. But then it lingers long enough on the ground for the girl to grab the end of it. And as you pull up, she's holding now the other end.
Okay. Hi. Yeah, okay. You've got a knife. They've got
No,
weapons.
the pitchfork, not the knife. The pitchfork end.
She's got the pitchfork. Okay, all right. Then that would probably
They're
be aimed
both
at,
holding it.
That would probably be aimed at me then, because I was the one offering it.
The pitchfork is still held by Tenza.
There's 2 pitchforks.
I was offering
basically
it
when-
to. Yeah. The
Spear,
goes
sorry,
to
the
me?
spear. My
Okay.
mistake. The spear. My fault, my bad. She's looking at the nuts, but then holding the spear.
Okay. I think he's on one knee. It's up to the other characters what they do, but he's just going to go like, okay, if you don't want it, I'm gonna reach over and just go,
You'll
this-
show that you're eating the walnut.
and I'm gonna
That's
sit.
magnificent.
Specific. I'm crossing my legs. I'm just going.
I admire your character's bravery. Just so that we make
He
sure we
doesn't
cover
care if he
everyone.
dies. That's part of his thing.
Exactly. That's why I'm not questioning what you're doing. It's perfect. Otto, you haven't acted yet.
Yes. Basically, so right now, just to re-establish, right now, the girl is holding the other end of Tenza's spear, right?
Yes, and Tenza still has control. It's just that when he used the end to buffet the knife away, she grabbed that end, and now she's holding on to it.
Okay. But the knife is clattered away. Yes,
Yes, the knife is away.
Immediately, Otto is going to smack her hand with the other end of the pitchfork.
I'm sorry, you're bloodthirsty. Roll.
What am I rolling? Is it close combat?
This is close combat, but we need to check also if your stress die will
Okay.
make it messy.
Okay, let me stress die because that's less. It's a 1.
Oh my god.
Wait,
Damn.
let me roll this 7 close combat. That is 2 1s, a 6, a 5, and then
That's enough. So
Yeah.
you find an opening as she stares at the walnuts, and as Chris starts eating one, she reaches with her other hand to grab a walnut, and that's the opening you needed. You smack her on the head with the end of the pitchfork, knocking her down to the ground. The rest of you are
Is she
surprised,
dead?
but in some ways not because it's auto.
Is she dead? Is that what happened?
No.
She seems to be knocked out.
Knocked out.
Yes.
No, I don't think Christobal would say anything. He would probably just go. He'd probably just kind of look down and just go at the nuts and just go. She was reaching for nuts, dude.
She was holding the other end of Tenza's spear.
Okay. That's not what I said.
For that, Jack gained 1 stress.
Yep.
Because
Okay.
you did not like what happened with that moment. The rest of you, we are nearing the end of the session. We can jump forward to a group discussion regarding the captive. I would like to know, however, how the captive is being kept during the group discussion. Does anyone have any recommendations? Is she tied up? Is she locked in a room? Is she...
I would talk to Joe quietly.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd have the courage to say it to anyone other than her. Just go. She's wild. She's trying to survive. If we have to kick her out, let's just make sure she's okay if we're going to send her on her way. You just lock in her room. And then you can do what you want.
We really can't afford having her in the farm. Probably give her a couple of resources, drive her off in the Jeep somewhere.
What he's saying is, as far as keeping her, let's give her some comfort before she has to go. Is what he's saying.
I'll have
Plus, a locked door isn't bad as far as security goes.
Yeah, I would have to say I'll have the paramedic or the doctor check in on. This would be, I forgot her name. It's the sister of the kid. I'd have tend to the wounds, but it's more or less actually I want to get all the NPCs' opinions first, Rosa, before I make a final decision, because she definitely wants to hear all opinions first.
The idea is our closing scene is definitely a group discussion regarding her. However, I just need to know, where is she during the group discussion?
Definitely.
Is she locked up in a room? Is she tied
I would
up?
like her to be locked up in a room.
Yeah,
That's
because you
fine.
can't decide. You can't have a group discussion to decide on that without telling me where she is. Is she? Are you holding on to her during the group discussion?
No. Definitely.
If we put her in a locked room, we could probably see the door from the kitchen area, right?
I would have a rope
That's
on
a possibility.
There's no window.
rope on her arms, because if the situation was brought to me that she was reaching for things, I do not want her to reach for things, so I would have a rope at least on her wrists, and just not. But she could freely run. It's just I need her hands tied. So that would be
Okay,
an
so we
option.
could assume. So we could assume you're all meeting in maybe the dining hall or something,
Yes.
and she's tied. Her hands are tied up, and she's down somewhere, still unconscious, but within the vicinity.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, and one of I guess we'll bring her in. No, We'll put her in the not the farthest room from where we're talking. So I don't want her to hear as well. It's just more of not to add further stress that we're talking about her kind of thing. Just as farthest room as possible.
But within the farmhouse,
Yes.
not a separate structure. Okay. She can do the group scene because we are wrapping up before it gets too late. Gia is, of course, helping Enzo right now. Oh, that's gonna need a bit of a stitch. Are you sure? Hey, it's gonna look cool when it heals. The other doctor, Eve, has gone to check on the girl to see if there's anything that she needs to do with the girl. Although Eve did stress, I'm just gonna make sure that she's not that hurt. But I'm a vet, you know. It's not like I know how to operate on her or anything.
Okay.
And the rest of you are now gathered. I presume the kids are there for safety.
Yep.
Sure.
Jack is half asleep. And so what exactly happened? And Enzo offers the summary because Enzo was the person involved. I realized I forgot to feed the pigs last night, so I headed out, and when I got to the pen, she hit me from behind. It was a big hit. He turns his head, and Gia, stop moving. So I thought the best way to alert all of you before I fell down unconscious, I ripped off the lock to the pen. He describes grabbing it and snapping it free, leaving it broken.
Oh, so that's why it was broken.
The rest was pretty much a blur. The pig must have walked past him and he reached out and hit it, leaving a bloody handprint. The girl must have dragged him away to the barn to hide. But then when they hid in the barn, that's when they realized someone was upstairs and they hid deeper in. Otto, that's when you woke up. I think she was just hungry, and I don't think she meant to hurt me.
Well, that's up for debate considering the fact that her first action was to knock you out.
Knockout.
Um,
She had a knife, no?
Yeah.
And he leaves it unsaid, but it's in the subtext.
Jack brings out the knife. Let's assume he went back to the barn to retrieve it. She places it down for all of you to see. And the knife is a kitchen knife that looks like it has been used a lot. So the blade shows dulling, the handle shows distortions from, maybe it was used to try to pry something open, try to stab at something hard. So it's no longer a nice knife. It is still sharp in some portions, but it is not like a kitchen knife that's ready for use.
I don't know. I can't risk too many complications, but like, if where to keep her? Like, she's probably from another group. They're gonna come looking for her. That's what I'm worried about. There's too many.
She couldn't speak. She wasn't speaking. I think she's been on her own for a while. I know the type. Vetra probably knows better than me. Tens up.
Still on think mode of like what to do.
I mean, when one lives in isolation for too long, they can just tend to be quiet or not talk at all. But also, if they've been on their own for a while, they've probably been keeping quiet from the things out there. Probably why they
I said
resorted
this
to violence first.
I said this before. It's not really relevant to this girl. Depends on what she can offer, I guess. But I can tell you, I don't think she's wild enough that we can't help her. And she might be able to help us. I did say it before, but I'm going to say it again. Joe, you are the only person who knows how to make this whole thing work. I think we need more people who know what they're doing, other ways of doing stuff. because I'm running out of places.
I'll put it up for a vote. I can't decide at the moment. I'm just what we have right now, what we have set up. I'm just afraid of losing it.
Rose looks at you and then turns to the others. Says, "If we show kindness now to this young woman who has attacked one of our number, if there are those watching her, they will see that act.
On the other hand, if we treat her poorly and we don't kill her, then she'll probably remember that. Are you gonna be the one to kill her?
There's no need
For doing
Rosa
what?
looks at you.
There's no need for killing. There's really don't need for killing. It's just
I'm just saying, let's find out what she can do first and maybe what she knows. Give her a trial, if you like. She doesn't seem like she seems like she knows what's going on, right?
We're concerned that she got past you, officer. Enzo looks at Officer Jack.
Which means she's good at being quiet. Which isn't bad. I'm only one person.
right.
Sayanika turns to you, Otto. Do you think there's others out there? You think there's more of her?
If you're talking about more like her, probably not, considering how she reacts to other people. Though it's more concerning that if we do let her go, if she ends up trying to come back.
She's hungry. She will.
Well, humans are more or less rational animals, I guess. There's some way we can handle her. I'm up for a fair trial. Everyone in vote? I look around.
Give her a shot.
We'll give it a
Sayanika looks at you. Are we part of that vote?
Yes.
In reference to the kids.
You guys have to figure out that you guys aren't. I mean, you guys are kids, but you guys have to be part of the vote. I can't treat you like kids anymore.
What are you doing? You hear one of the other farmer who has no name, at Officer Jack. Turning, the rest of you see Officer Jack has gone to the girl who's he had gone off to where the girl was.
Okay.
Do you let him go there alone, or do you?
Well, if it sounds like he did anyway, right? Because he just says, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
So something's already happened.
He's stomping off to go to the girl.
I'd probably follow.
I would just follow cautiously because the vote didn't happen, and I don't know why he's storming off. And I kind of give a look at Chris and Otto, like, we need to talk about something later, like just eyes. And unfortunately, I have to turn to Tenza, like, fine, you're part of the conversation, like. But
Alright.
and then we follow.
Okay. I think we're all following him. Yeah.
Yeah, you all find Jack, Officer Jack, now bending down to one knee where the girl is. Well, if we're going to have some sort of trial, we might as well make sure she's clear of anything that she might use against us. And you see her reach down to check if she has anything else with her. Or
I figured we would have done that before we tied her up. No.
did anyone?
I mean, we would have.
Yeah,
we've been.
Yeah, so no one declared it, so I assume no one did. No one has so far.
No, I anything logical that I think a person tying up, I think you can assume we would probably do it. But fair, we did.
Okay.
Yeah, I think just
maybe we're all distracted by Enzo's wound.
Yeah. I would say as a dramatic thing, I would pull away Jack. Like, no, like, we've already checked the kid. I mean, She's fine. You don't need to double check.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you didn't find any weapons. At least we can
Okay.
assume you tried to look for weapons.
Hmm.
Jack does pull back and point that he found that there is a small bag-like thing strapped around her. It's a shoulder thing with a small pouch pressed against her body.
She seemed to respond in Spanish when I spoke Spanish, so I'm gonna basically ask her in Spanish, can you show us the bag? Can you open the bag for us? I'm gonna let her... She doesn't really have a choice, and I think she probably knows that, but like, I'm gonna ask and let her open it.
She looks at you, growls a bit.
Just open. Hands here.
With her tied hands, she lifts the bag with the tips of her fingers and offers you to look at it.
Oh. Gracias. I will do it within her eyesight so she knows nothing's disappearing. What do I see?
Folded piece of paper. Sliding it out of the bag.
I will not
A
open it.
photograph.
Ah, okay. I'll
Yeah,
probably
you can
open
tell
a
it's a
corner,
photograph.
and once I see it's a photograph, that's her business. So I'm just gonna like make a point to go like, if she wants to show me that, that's different, but that's her business, and I'll put it back in and just go, gracias.
King, Otto, Tenza.
Otto's mainly just keeping an eye on the whole situation. But Otto will make note of the fact that I know we checked her already for anything she's strapped with, but I think it would
Yeah,
also
no
be a
weapon.
good idea to double check, considering that she's covered in dirt. If there's any wounds on her.
Oh, a bite.
Thankfully, no need to roll. No bites. She seems to be clean.
Okay.
To wrap up the session, the group gathers once again in the dining area. Rosa passes the fishbowl. Everyone puts down their votes. It will all boil down to the players' vote officially. The NPCs vote,
Yeah.
but it's the players carrying
Yeah.
the story.
Though I feel like it's not a
I want-
fishbowl. It's more like I want Joe. Like Joe would probably want a vote to be like she wants to see who's actually voting for what. Like, so it'll be a visible hand raise or just like who do we banish a kid or no?
Fair enough.
Because like she wants visibility on like you made this choice. you raise your hand on it.
Yeah.
So
So what's the call? Her hand raised to keep or hand raised to banish?
hand
Neither.
raise.
I vote for a trial.
No,
I vote for her to prove herself and then kick her out if
Yeah.
she's a pain.
the vote would be keep her for a trial. If they don't vote, we basically just give her stuff and get her out of the farm immediately, like through jeep, farthest
but-
distance.
Yeah, but among the 4 players,
Trial.
we need a vote.
Otto raises his
Hand,
hand.
raise hand to keep her for trial.
Yeah, raise hand.
So it's unanimous for the players.
Yes.
And as you all agree to keep her for the trial, Jack shakes his head and heads off. I'm gonna get some sleep. This is idiotic. You guys are just making it harder for the rest of us.
I'm gonna say quietly to the girl, I'm gonna say, gringos, huh?
The girl looks at you, and she offers you the bag again, Chris, to your surprise.
Okay. Cristobal.
She motions eat.
Your
Another
name
bag
is
of
Eat?
nuts.
Okay. What are we looking at?
You open the bag.
Hmm.
You see inside there's a few twigs, a few berries, and then you see the photo.
You want me to
She
open
looks
it?
at you, and she motions eat.
Eat berries.
Can I clarify what she wants? Like I'll grab the bear. I'll grab things until I understand what she wants.
grabbing the berries, she
Ah.
takes one with her tied hands and
Oh,
eats
okay.
one and shows you.
Oh. From around here? That's good. Smart. Okay. That's good. Yeah. You will probably, well, Tenza hates everyone, but you might be useful with him. Yeah. Okay.
She grins and her teeth are now all red from the berries, like it's covered in blood.
If she doesn't want to talk, then I will just mention my name, and then, out of curiosity more than anything, I'll go, like, I'll motion opening the photo.
You open the photo.
I ask her if
And
I
it's-
can first.
She seems to not mind. She doesn't make any growls as you open it.
Okay.
And as she munches on a bit more berries, you stare at the photo and you see a man holding two kids. The man looks familiar. The man looks like a cop. But then you hear her mutter, Sanuelo. You turn to her, wondering if that means that's her name? But then you know Spanish, right?
Yeah, he would be.
Sanuelo.
Mhm.
You know what Sanuelo means, right?
Jack does not, but please tell. His, yeah.
Senuelo in Spanish is lure.
Lure. As in to lure something like a trap.
As in bait.
Lure. Yeah. Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
And with that is our first session.
Ooh.
Dane,
Okay.
Oh my God, that is interesting. I hope Chris tells us what that was meant. But that is a cool first session. Thank you guys for tuning in to our first ever session of They Talk Back. We'll be back next Wednesday, and we'll definitely start on time. I'm sorry again, guys. It was a tech issue that was beyond my control, but we'll definitely get back to the second session. We're all set up. We're all good to go. So we'll be ready. And we'll all be good. I guess, like, before we end, just a final wrap up, definitely taking a page out of Jack's little stream session thingy on, like, favorite scene and how you guys feeling after the session. So we'll start first with Petra.
It was a bit tough getting around things since I'm not, because I was like, there was a few times like I was like, wanted to say zombie and stuff like that, but they don't know the that there's zombies in this. But yeah, still getting the hang of things. But I reckon I'm having fun. Because I believe we've played something with the same sort of dice system, but more instead.
Alien. Yeah. Alien?
Jason.
I didn't play Alien.
Oh, Basin.
No, I was thinking of
Jason.
BTM, like it was the D10s, but still sort of the same sort of thing where you can use multiple dice, depending on what you roll as multiple successes or failures. But I'm liking that the ones on the regular rolls do not count as a failure. It's only the stress ones that you have to worry about. My fucking luck. Already rolled like 2 ones on the stress dice. I think in total we rolled 3 ones on the stress dice tonight.
Oh my, so
Yes.
much.
3 mess up.
Oh my god. Yes. But how you feel?
I'm feeling good. Had fun.
Okay, awesome. All right, Sin, you're up. How are you feeling? And what's your favorite scene?
I'm feeling ecstatic for what this has, like, story-wise. What our good GM Toby here has prepared, considering that they left us on quite the cliffhanger with that, and especially, it's fun. Is like how reactive this one is, or this TTRPG is so far. So I can't wait to see what's coming up next for next session.
Hey.
As for my favorite scene so far, it's definitely being woken up by Teresa. It's like, oh,
Hey, I
thank
had
God,
a dream.
the pig's
Great, I'm
alive.
trying to have one. Go away.
No, not Rosa waking you up, but like the pig waking you up.
Oh, pig! Sorry, yeah, that happened twice. Yeah, it did.
It's like the
True.
snuggle.
I'm like, oh, thank God, the pig's alive. At first I thought, like, did the pig kill someone? Why is there blood on the pig?
Yeah.
So many questions. So many
That's cool.
questions. Yeah.
Please continue. I'll just answer the door, but
No.
I can hear.
No worries, no worries. Okay, Jack, how are you feeling? And what's your favorite scene?
Feeling good. Yeah, don't have too much to comment on in terms of how I'm generally feeling. I'm feeling excited. This is going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to having more scenes between the four of us. There was more separate scenes going on for obvious reasons. But I think relationships are already starting to kind of form. We've seen a click sort of happening with Vetra and Otto, and Joe and Chris seem to have formed their own kind of thing, which is fine. I just hope that there's a bit more synergy. I really, in general, I find I click with a character when I finally get a moment to like understand who he is when he has the power, or she, or they. You know, it's an interesting thing because I've played similar characters in the past. There's an awkward charm that I'm sort of figuring out about Cristobal, and I'm trying to like walk that weave a little bit because I feel like he's so earnest that it might put people off. So I'm going to try and work on that next time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, maybe just saying awkward or strange things and people go like, thanks, weirdo. Yeah. But I enjoyed working with the DM with those scenes with the thing, and I don't know if it was Toby's intention for her to speak riffing with me was nice. Like having that like kind of little intimate thing where I could really communicate with the girl was a nice little moment that helped with his identity. So that would be mine, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for that. I'm just so glad we got to play together. Like, yeah, we're not GM.
I know.
Players now. Yes, finally. Okay, I'm really excited for the story. I think it was just like I felt the tension, and I think so far my favorite scene is just this relief of like Teresa being alive and the questions of like why is Teresa with blood.
Cute.
I was like, oh god, and then just so much tension. But and like I think the honorable mention is just Otto not like the not bad roll, but the stress roll of just whacking. Of like so it's like it just it's like, oh my god, Otto, like knowing the Otto I know, and it's just, oh no, it's like god, layers. People should figure out Otto and stuff. So it's nice. We're slowly building stuff, and I'm excited for the cliffhanger. Again, thank you, Toby, for this wonderful session. I am going to raid out somebody real quick, but thank you again for this session, and tune in next week. We'll do it at an earlier time. Definitely we're gonna start on time, and yeah. And while I'm typing, feel free to do the plug. We'll start first with Jack. Feel free to do some plugs while I'm typing. Raid. Go.
Oh, okay, cool. I just sat down in my chair. I will sit up now. Hello, everybody. You can find me on all the social media garbage and on YouTube, on Twitch, on Jack Squarepeg. I'm either doing tabletop stuff or video game stuff. Right now, the current obsession is Darkest Dungeon 2. A lot of fun with. You can find my other shows, Trouble Over Yonder and A Time to Harvest, which is a official campaign set in 1930s Arkham. And if that sounds familiar to any Batman fans, it's because they stole the name for that asylum. This name came first. So you will be going to Arkham and the mysterious town of Cobb's Corners, where nothing wrong will happen to these students forget the fact that there was already an expedition to Cobb's Corners where a couple of people died and went missing. It's fine. You'll get a credit, so you should go. And they do.
But
We'll
it's
see
gotta
what
graduate.
happens. Yeah, I've got bills to pay. I'm flunking my grades. I've got to go, man. So yes, you can find me on all those things there. Thanks for your support.
Awesome. And
I need to give you a shout out thing, actually, Denma, is what I need to do. I need to give you some text so you can put it into the stream.
yes, awesome. Okay. And Sin and Fisher,
Yes,
quick
I'll do that.
quick announcement, and also Toby, if you have anything to plug. But first, Sin.
Okay. Yeah, you can find me all on all the other social medias like Twitter and Blue Sky under Sincarius, and of course I stream from time to time on my channel on Twitch.
Sweet, awesome. And
As I said before, if you're trying to find me, I am the Mad Mimic Vetra. That's on my socials and my Twitch. Yep. Over to Toby.
okay, Toby, anything to plug?
Yeah. Well, I'm not really fun to follow in socials, but if you follow me, it's just my name. See, I'm that generation who just use their name for socials.
boring.
I do have a horror comic in the works. It's called The Liman Generation Now. The 30-page teasers online. The first episode zine is available for purchase, but I hope you support it when it finally comes out. All 13 episodes as one trade paperback. But yeah, I hope you enjoy watching this series, and I am enjoying running it as much as you're all enjoying playing in it. And I will state this: I have not planned anything. Everything in the game is based on you guys.
Oh god.
So
Sick.
yes.
Sweet. I'm excited for that. All right, we'll be raiding out to Monotoma. I'm raiding them because they're playing Alice Madness Returns, and their title is just perfect. Where are the pig noises coming from? It's coming from Teresa. That's their title. That's why I love it. So, all right, send
Imagine
them.
actually for that shit be fucking horrifying. Yeah, go on.
Oh
Sorry,
god.
I had to get that thought out.
No, it's okay. Yes, but send my regards to Mono, and we'll see you guys on the next stream. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart. I have overcome the world.
The grass is greener when you don't know the secrets that you keep.
I've been swallowed up in hell before, but then it spat me back out.
I'll do anything to survive, even walk amongst the dead.
In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart. I have overcome the world.
The grass is greener when you don't know the secrets that you keep.
I've been swallowed up in hell before, but then it spat me back out.
I'll do anything to survive, even walk amongst the dead.